Hello everyone. So today it's gonna be a pure electric drive test. So the conditions are quite cold as we are in winter. So I'm gonna try to drive this car, in a realistic way, which means that I'm gonna have the seat warmer on and the heater on. Usually I don't really do it, so I just use the seat warmer so I can have the most range possible, especially in winter. But now for today, for you, I'm gonna use the heater. So let's see. So I'm gonna put around 22 degrees because it's quite cold, at least to start, and the seat warmer. Okay, so let's go. So just to start, so we have 31 kilometers of EV range. We've got 31 kilometers of EV range, and let's see. So we started at let's say exactly 24 kilometers here. At 24 we have 31, so we're gonna see when I stop driving what will be the final EV range remaining after this drive in winter with the warmer on. Unfortunately, there is nothing special to show, because on this version they did not they do not show the electric consumption on it. The only way that I know of is to use the Audi app, but the one which for which it was working before, they kinda they stopped the development of the application. And for those who are wondering, for the Audi Drive Select, it does not affect at all the car in any way. In terms of performance, for example, or electric range or anything, it does not touch anything. I've seen on some forums that yes, if you want to have this, you have to do that in the Audi Drive Select, but for the e-tron, they do not do anything special. Now this is set individually, you see you can only change the adaptive cruise control and the steering sensitivity. Well, that's it. There is no eco mode on this car. It's quite, for me, it's something that is missing. There's no eco mode, there is no power throttling, for example. There is nothing of such, which is quite quite sad not to have in this kind of cars. So now the air is already hot coming from the vents, so I'm gonna spend already quite a lot of battery. We only have 27 left kilometer left. Let's see. There you go. This is the best view you can have. There you go. So can you imagine we have only driven, let's say, 1 kilometer from 24 to 25. So that's 1 kilometer, and I've been from 30 of range to 27. Okay, so I've made almost 3 kilometers and we have lost 8 kilometers of range. I have not driven the car for a few days now, like maybe 4 or 5 days. It has been seated in the cold, so I don't know if this affects it, if it affects that much the battery, the electric range. Okay guys, so let's say we have done 6 kilometers in 22 minutes. Well, just need to change something because to get back to EV mode. Okay, so now we have 16 kilometers left, and I think we were at 30 before we left. So we have done 6 kilometers, and for that we have lost 14 kilometers. Wow, that's a lot. I'm gonna say that this is more than usual, so I don't know if it's because the temperatures are extreme. It was before like 3 degrees, now it's 7.5. I don't know if it's because we're in the garage. So anyway, that's a lot of battery power that we lost. That's for sure. The cold is for something, but especially the heater. So this is this is finished for this test. Probably on the way back I'm gonna use another mode just to show you the difference. I'm not sure I'm gonna use the use battery charge hybrid auto. I'm not sure I'm gonna use this because when I'm gonna go back home, the car will be fully charged, and as I said in one of my other video, the car will most probably not bother go into the fuel. It will not use the fuel engine because my speed will be too low in the city, and I will not do, you know, a big acceleration, so it will not go on. So more I'm gonna do the retain battery charge, so you can see the fuel consumption and also the battery consumption in this mode. So I hope you this video has been informative for you, and see you next time. Bye bye. Okay guys, so now it's gonna be a drive in the hybrid hold mode. So I'm just gonna first of all start the car, and I'm gonna engage as I always do. I'm just going to put a quick push on the gas pedal, and there we go. So what's gonna be interesting here, so just let me see, it could be good to see the fuel consumption in this mode and how much battery we will use. So we are fully charged, and I'm just gonna put everything back to 0 if I can. Okay, 0 0. This one we don't care. Okay, so perfect, so we're good to go. I'm gonna show you more the real-time fuel consumption and put a little bit of heat here. Okay, so just up. Okay, good. I guess that we can go now. So we're gonna do around the same mileage than before. We might not see a big difference in the hybrid hold mode between the D mode and sport mode. We can guess that using the sport mode will use more battery because you have 205 horsepower, you have more torque, so probably it could consume a little bit more of battery, but I did not find anything significant while using the S mode. But when you use the S mode and you drive in a sporty manner, it will charge the car. Using the D mode will not really charge the car, maybe a little bit when you do this, but using the sport mode, using the full power of the car, will of course you will consume more fuel and also battery, but the fact is that you can also gain battery in using the S mode in a sporty manner. So we are in the same conditions than the EV Drive, which means I have the seat warmer and the 21-degree heater on. Just one thing I wanted to show you is for the energy flow display. For some of you maybe did not see what this is for, with this little bar here. So when you accelerate, it's only when you're in battery mode you will see this, and if you accelerate you see that it's getting green, and when the green goes higher than the white area, it will turn the engine on. But this bar never moves, but sometimes the sensitivity, how much you let's say you you feel this bar, will depend on how you apply pressure on the gas pedal. But it's variable. You will not see the bar changing, but you will see that suddenly if you press the same way than before, it will not fill up the same thing. So that's what I'm showing you now. You see, now I am below the dark gray area, so the car does not turn on the fuel engine. But as we are in the hybrid hold mode, at a time, as soon as you press the gas pedal, as soon as you apply pressure on the gas pedal, it will turn on the fuel engine. And this frankly is what it misses in this car compared to a Toyota hybrid. This switching between the electric engine and the fuel engine I do not find that the most it's not the most optimized. I think that what could have been done. I think the it's more often either full electric or full engine with this car. It's never really a mixed between the two, you know. It's not as for myself, and this woman, maybe she does not hear us. This is not the first time that's happened. So that's how you can try to play with this little bar to see, you know, how you would like. If you don't press too hard, you will stay in the light gray area and you will drive in electric, but it's not really easy. It's really not easy. For myself, it's not as good as the Toyota. So now we are quite high, actually. 12.5 liter, that's a lot. I guess it might go, it will go down if I drive more, so maybe I can drive more to show you a better example of this. Because as usual, it's when you start the car, it has also a process of the fuel engine that has to get warm, especially if you want also hot air. The fuel engine will have the will go on more often than usual if you use the heater. So maybe we're gonna make a little tour just to see if we have a better fuel consumption. With the hybrid hold mode, usually the car anyway, whatever you are doing with the car, the battery will lose some power in any case, even if you are in battery hold. Especially if you do city driving, you will lose some range in any case. And also, I think we can see it here, we were at 41 kilometers before for the range, now we are at 39. And driving downtown with this mode means that you are going to lose some range in any case, and the fuel engine has to try to charge the battery, but it will not be able to do it anyway, because for it to charge you need to drive fast, which is not and don't stop, which is not the case here while driving in the city. So the truck has to compensate the fact the fuel engine has to compensate and charge and try to charge the battery, because it cannot really charge it like this. So that's why you can have a sometimes a high consumption. Usually it's gonna be better on the highway. What? Let's do a bit of highway just to see how the consumption is on the highway. Okay, so let's say that we are averaging here in city driving at around 8 liters per 100 kilometers, but going down. That's important to see that we were at almost, I think, 12, and we went down to 8. So now I'm just gonna reset the trip and see the highway consumption. So as you can see, that's what I explained in another video. On the highway, if you put your car in hybrid hold, most of the time the car will work on fuel anyway. And as you can see here, so the fuel engine is charging the battery. So that's a very slow highway. Unfortunately, you won't get to see the 120 kilometer consumption. Unfortunately, you had a little part at 100, but unfortunately they are doing some road work here. But on the return, what I'm gonna do on the way back, let us see. So now we had a 4.4 going down liters per 100 kilometers. So unfortunately, I did not have enough highway, but you're also around, yes, 5-6 liters, so it's not that bad. Now I'm gonna show you unfortunately, if we don't reach the 100, it's not the best test condition. Anyway, I'm gonna show you the hybrid auto mode for the way back. So it will be a little bit of this highway and also a little bit of city driving, and you will see how it works. So I'm gonna reset the statistics and let's go. So you see, I'm pushing more than usual, and it took time in this mode for the fuel engine to come on, but then it went off again very fast in this mode because the speed is not high enough. So now let's continue. And as you can see here, the difference is that it is not charging the battery. In this mode, it will automatically choose to charge or not the battery. Usually it will not charge a lot because in this mode on the highway, it's in this mode that you have the best consumption normally. And now it's charging a little bit the car, so it will consume more fuel. Normally at the speed, using the hybrid hold mode will engage the fuel engine. Here it's not the case with this one. As you can see here for the energy flow display. Let's see if I can show you. Now I'm on battery, so I can see the little bar, and you can see as long as I don't go over, I'm still using battery. If I go a little over, it will engage the fuel engine. Okay. Now for the last, I would like still to show you, it's the charge mode. We just have 30 seconds to use it, or even less, just now to show you the consumption. Look at this. This is the reason why this mode disappeared in the other, in the facelift version. This is way too high for consumption. So now I'm gonna go back to show you the hybrid auto mode. But now normally we will mostly we should mostly use electricity. Okay, so now the good question is, so you've seen how what is the consumption of this car on the city driving on some kind of a high speed road. Frankly, there are only two modes that you should really use. It's either the the full EV mode, or it could be the hybrid auto mode. I think that those two are the most important modes that you can have, but they have to be used actually more in certain conditions because on how the car has been programmed. So For example, it would be better to use the EV mode when you are in the city and not using it, you know, on high-speed roads, unless it is for a very short period of time. Of course, you can use the EV mode, but just the battery will get, of course, depleted more, you know, quickly. And when you're on the highway or on high-speed roads like before, it's good to use the hybrid auto mode, because this is the best way for you to get the better mileage and the better fuel consumption. It's in this mode. So the charge mode, as you know, it has been removed from those cars because the consumption is very high and you spend a lot of fuel. You can really see the gauge going down very fast when you use the charge mode. So although some people would like to have the mode, it wouldn't hurt to have it, but I can understand that they removed it because it's not really environment friendly. And for the hybrid hold mode, well, it's hard to say for this mode actually, because if you use it in the city, most of the time the fuel engine will work unless you are on a plain surface on the road and driving, you know, not fast at all. So this is not really practical. It's not something that I would have wanted, but hey, it's called hybrid hold mode, so of course it has to try to compensate the loss of battery with the fuel. But it's you lose quite some mileage with your car with this mode. Most often I drive this mode. I am able to achieve around 600 to 670 kilometers with a fuel tank and a couple of battery recharge, of course. But it's not the best way to use this this car. So the hybrid hold mode could have been a better mode, the best mode in this car, if it was for the city. I mean, if it was programmed like a Toyota hybrid, for example, I'm sure it would have been better, because now in the city most of the time it will be like the EV mode and you will be in battery, you will be in full EV mode even if you are on battery hold mode in the city. So it has not a good, you know, it's not a good point, this mode in the city. It's not really of use unless you need the sudden extra power of the fuel engine when you need to accelerate. But when you buy this kind of cars, usually you will not drive in a sporty manner. You will drive in a cool way, trying not to go over the efficiency bar. So it's kind of a game. So you will try to consume less battery, less fuel, and to drive more eco-friendly. So for my taste, it's not programmed correctly. In order to achieve the best, the good, the most potential of this car, the hybrid mode is not correctly programmed. That's my personal, my personal opinion. Now, still, it's a good car, but you need to be on a everyday. I'm gonna charge the car every day, and this is how you have to be able to charge your car every day. Otherwise, there is no really point of having this car. So, well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and feel free to like the video and comment if you have any questions. Bye bye.